Happy Monday, my friends, and welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. I'm a coach, your host, David On Point, helping right there, Israel Rivera and Mr. TJ Hopkins. If you like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. As on today's episode of the show, we're going to bring you our 25-26 divisional round recap from the controversy to the snow to the blowouts. And also shout out to Deanna, who's watching us over there on the YouTube. I'm not going to say what you put in the comments because I hate that saying. I hate it so much. It's literally the worst trend in America.
Well, when was the last time it was just us? When was the last time?
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. NIU unite, baby. And, we wish some of the games had gone different ways. They did not work out some ways, but pretty good weekend of football from blowouts to snow to controversy. We can break it all down, and we're going to talk about Doug McDermott semi-shockingly getting fired this morning.
Sean McDermott.
Sean
McDermott. Sean McDermott. Yeah, Doug McDermott. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I've had a long 24 hours. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about that divisional round. Let's first start in Denver. Where the Denver Broncos survived the Buffalo Bills, winning that game in overtime with some controversy sprinkled in, 33-30 over the Denver Broncos. Also, Bo Nix. So no more God bless Bo Nix. Fractured his ankle on the second to last play of the game. Somehow still threw a play that ended up being a pass interference call on Tre'Davious White. That ends up leading to the game-winning field goal. Just a crazy sequence and a crazy game, to be totally honest with you. Bills 33-30. Josh Allen had 4 turnovers in this game, but he was good when it mattered. 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. James Cook had over 100 yards rushing, but he also had a costly fumble in this game. Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Markel Hardman, who they just activated off the practice squad, all had touchdowns in this game for the Buffalo Bills. On the other side, Bo Nix, 3 touchdowns. Have a speedy recovery. He had surgery this morning, so hopefully he's going to be back and ready for next season. It's going to be the Jared Stidham show moving forward. He also led the team in rushing. Marvin Mims, Little Jordan Humphrey, and Frank Crump, who is their offensive lineman tackle, a swing tackle, had the other receiving touchdown for Denver as they escape and they survive the Buffalo Bills. And, we'll talk about it a little bit more with Sean McDermott. But, because of this result, he's ultimately fired this morning.
Anyways,
and I know nobody else wants to talk about anything else besides that Brandon Cooks play because it is the weirdest
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the talk of the town. We're in this age. I mean, me and TJ, we talk about this. I feel like it's exhausting right now, right, TJ?
It's exhausting. It's
trying to decipher what's a catch, what's not a catch.
The thing that also bothers me, about, the thing that also really bothers me about it, it's not so much the call. It's they never even reviewed it. It never went to they used to booth review shit all the time. They spend like 20 fucking minutes looking at a play. They didn't even give it a second look. Like they're like, oh, it's fine.
They literally came out and said like it wasn't reviewed to speed the game along. Like they
what
can't.
Does that mean? It was on part of the game.
I think it was on the anniversary. I think it was on the anniversary too that. The bottle gate. I think the bottle gate might have been. Bottle gate was a couple weeks ago. But still,
bottle gate was like in the regular season.
The regular season. Yeah, but still, it's like, dude. Since the review age, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing on the field. I mean, yesterday we see multiple pass interference penalties. Now, not only did Brandon Cooks thing, forget the Cooks thing. Okay. What about the pass interference that wasn't called on Riley Moss?
On the regulation,
that should have been called on Riley Moss.
Buffalo wins the game in regulation if that call is called
Buffalo
correctly.
wins the game in regulation. I mean, let's talk about that. The inconsistencies from game to game, week to week, play to play. It feels like.
I mean, we're talking about that. Like Denver got 56 yards of penalty yardage in that final drive, including one play that was PI, and then the play right before it, right before it looked the same but wasn't PI, and then the next play was PI.
Was PI,
So
yeah, and
like,
that was a valid crash out by Tre'Davious White. You're not gonna no more. You're not gonna gain no more yards. It's gonna be half the distance to go. I'm just gonna go get my money's worth and
yeah,
just curse this
yeah.
damn guy out and throw
Yeah,
the
bro,
damn
that
helmet in
was
front
a
of his
But
face.
valid.
that
Like
was like the
that was
one the one
valid.
play that was like the one play on that sequence. You're like, yeah, that was probably PI. Like the rest of them, they were
No,
like,
for
that's
sure,
ticky tack as fuck. Like
for
this is a
sure, for
playoff. This is
sure.
a
It's
playoff
Like,
game for an
so
opportunity
here
to
it
go to the
goes.
AFC Championship game, and now we have
Wait,
officials deciding
here.
outcomes.
Here we go. Wouldn't you guys agree though? It seemed like the flag was stuck in the official's belt holster, right, on the Riley Moss penalty because I think I said it to TJ. I said this guy didn't want to throw the flag. Officials are very cognizant of the situation. They don't want to throw the flag and be the scapegoat of the outcomes of the game. But yet, in
Mhm.
overtime, you become the outcome of the
You become the
game.
outcome of the game.
Yes, so you don't want to be the outcome of the game in a big play situation where it actually is DPI. He's pulling, he's tugging, he's holding his arm,
Bare,
he's
it's
At the
bare,
stretching his
bare
bare
leg
at
and
the
minimum.
bare
catching the
minimum,
Bare
it's
ball.
minimum.
holding.
That's a whole. At
It's
It's
bare minimum,
holding.
that's a
automatic
hold.
first down for the
Something.
Buffalo Bills, and they get to continue their drive. Like this, it baffles me the way
I
that
mean, like
officiating continues to.
to I.
The officiating conversation drives me bananas.
And,
But
and- and let me,
I like,
I get you. I get it. And look, I'm gonna let you guys go on that. Well, not leave the show, but I'm just gonna say, the fumble at the end of the half was inexcusable
yeah,
by Josh Allen.
you can't make that mistake if
You
you're Josh
you
Allen. Like
cannot make that
the
mistake.
only thing you can't do is fumble the ball there. Like I understand being
They lose
aggressive.
by 3 points.
Yeah.
If that field goal at the end that they make with Matt Prater wins them the football game
I
instead of
And
tying
I,
the football
and I
game.
and I also think that's like a testament to like Buffalo as a whole. Like they seem to think that Josh Allen can constantly go into the phone booth, that they can put themselves behind this eight ball
Right.
all the time because they have Josh Allen, who's this otherworldly talent, and he's the best
Mhm.
player in the game. So
Mhm.
like James Cook can James Cook could fumble a ball with a really promising drive early in that game that would have been
Mhm.
points. I mean that
Right.
fumble by Josh Allen directly led to points.
Mhm.
You know, the one pick he threw was kind of more of an arm punt than really anything substantial. But the second one he threw was not good at all. So
Not
I mean,
good.
I don't. Yeah,
I like so again. I just hate that I'm kind of with David on the notion of like I hate the officiating conversation because it takes away from the game because no one talks about the game, right? Like no one talks about how awful Josh Allen truly was in that game, and he was. Like you can say whatever you want. Like you can say it was the injuries, they finally took their toll. Bottom line is, hey, you were still in this game. Like you still had opportunity to win the game. And on the other hand, I despise the people who are like officials don't determine outcomes. They literally fucking do. Yes, they do. Yeah, yes, they do. They do have that power. Make a call, don't make a call, whatever. It somehow inevitably down the line determines the outcome of said game.
I mean, you can make the
Uh,
argument that non-PI call in that basically cost Sean McDermott his job.
and Sean McDermott comes out and I think so. I think at the league meetings, they're going to discuss once again what's a catch and what's not a catch. They are going to They're going to discuss. Hey, coaches should get at least a challenge one challenge in OT, especially in the playoffs, because again, like the issue is you didn't review that. They get
It's baffling me they didn't at least look at that again.
like and if you call that or if you call that a review, if that's what you call a review, then hey, oh man,
The fact
you are opening
here,
up a massive Pandora's box with that, because that was quick, that was fast, that was we just they took a quick glance. A call in New York said, whatever you call, we're gonna stick with that, and we're gonna go from there. But obviously, like if you're Josh Allen, yeah, you were horrible, dude. Like it is what it
mm,
is.
mm.
You are. Like,
Great opportunity, TJ, too, right?
Yeah.
great
This
opportunity.
season.
And you are and I saw this comment, and somebody was like, I just wish people would give Josh Allen the same treatment they give Lamar Jackson when he loses in the playoffs. Like, it's a bunch of defending Josh Allen right now. And I think right now it's as close to as 50-50 as it's been since these two QBs have come in the league. Like, I remember Lamar Jackson being inserted on the Ravens team at a 4-5 Ravens team his rookie year, leading the team to the playoffs. He has a horrible game against the Chargers in the playoffs, and it was folks right then and there saying, "Oh, Lamar's not it. They need a new quarterback." And it's like, dude, he's a fucking rookie, and y'all criticizing him already after leading the team to the playoffs. Josh Allen has been given pass after pass after pass, and like this year, it's like, "Hey, Josh, you were horrible."
I
I
think
can't, I can't, I can't defend the fumble at the end of the half because that led to points for Denver. I can't defend some of the decision making that you did in this game because it was horrible. Hey, this was, and I also think this was just a course of like maybe it was just, hey, maybe it's just time for a new voice in the locker room.
Yeah,
Maybe like
we'll talk about Sean McDermott here in a few minutes.
I think we can make this rebuttal about Josh Allen though. Is
go
that
ahead.
the talent, the and I get where you're going with the Lamar Jackson thing, and you got the great opportunity. No Burrow in the playoffs, no Mahomes in the playoffs, no Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. You don't have all the killers, the usual killers in the AFC. They're not in the playoffs this year. I mean, you had CJ Stroud in the Final Four. What you had: CJ Stroud, Bo Nix, and who's the
Josh
damn
Allen.
quarterback? Josh Allen, right? So and no, and so it's just like you had the greatest opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl, but here's the rebuttal: is that the talent around him was just not that great. You have a good running back in James Cook, right?
Yeah.
Led the league in rushing, but who else is he passing the ball to? His number one target is
Colin
Dalton
Kincaid.
Kincaid. Outside of that, you had an opportunity at the trade deadline to make a splash move and go
For
get a
Jalen
decent wide
Waddle.
receiver for
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle. They talked about it on ESPN. They talked about it, and that was a big thing mid-season. We talked about anyways.
I mean, they
And
just
so it's like,
they just dusted off Brandon Cooks and like he's the number one wide receiver. Like it seems like
what
he made all of the big catches for
and
this.
Keon Coleman was in a doghouse mid-season, so was the end of the season. He's dropping passes in this game. I mean, you're rolling out Khalil Shakur, who at best
Who
is a
is
number three option on a team. So we gotta put the brakes a little bit. Josh Allen, they do expect, like David says, they do expect Josh Allen to be Superman on every single drive with the lack
and
of talent that they throw out there. The fact that you fire, we're going to get to Sean McDermott. The fact that you fire Sean McDermott, but keep
mhm,
your GM who
keep the
doesn't
GM.
surround your
Not hey,
superstar.
Not
not
only
just
that, you promote
not
him.
right.
Promoted the
That's what I
team
was going to get
president.
at. Not just keep him. He gets a promotion to team president, and he's going to head the search
For the
for
head
the
coach.
for the next GM.
Well,
Like,
he just benefits the fact that he caught the lottery ball and then ended up being Josh Allen. Like, let's be real.
I guess. Yeah.
But on the Denver side of this, I mean, let's talk about the Bo Nix injury. I mean, how I mean, we'll talk about this even more tomorrow. But like,
I mean, come on now.
I was legitimately shocked when we put that news
Drake,
in the
man.
group chat. I literally he didn't look injured. Like I was like, he's out for the season. I'm like, when? What happened? Like I don't understand.
I didn't see it either. I didn't see it either. But
Like,
apparently, he got hurt on that second to last play
yeah.
where
I mean,
um,
you can like watching it back, you can probably like, yeah, I guess he did get hurt there. But like while I was watching it live, I'm like, all right,
that adrenaline is crazy. That
like,
playoff adrenaline was crazy.
it's crazy because like there's a video of this family, they're Broncos fan. This wife is literally talking to her husband and everybody else in the family, like, yeah, Bo Nix just broke his ankle, he's done. And like, mind you, this is immediately after the game, and the husband's like, yeah, that's not true, that's not true. He's like, he's on social media, I'm not seeing anything, I'm not. And she was
the
like,
crazy thing, he did an interview, like on field interview right after, like just
and she was
crazy.
yeah, the husband's just like, I'm not seeing it. It's fake. That's fake. They're just like, oh, it's fake. And like, I want to find the reaction video of them finding out. Yeah, this is true. Like, Jarrett Stidham is
Yeah.
going to be quarterbacking the biggest game in the biggest game for the Broncos since
10
Peyton
years.
Manning walked through that door.
Yeah.
It's and they took some hits this game too. I think Pat Bryant went down with a
Yeah, it
concussion.
didn't return, and then one of their other wide receivers as well also had a hamstring injury, did not return in this game. What's the kid from Oregon that was his roommate in college?
Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin, yeah, he had a hamstring injury, didn't return in this game. But yeah, another season for Buffalo ends without a Super Bowl trophy. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a few minutes. Let's swing over into Sunday night football or Saturday night football in the beatdown in Seattle. And professionally for me, this kind of sucks because I really enjoyed, because we send crews to wherever 49ers go. And we do live shots, and like it's just bonus content that we don't have to think about or do anything with. And now we're gonna have to like not have that, which sucks. But yeah, Seahawks win this game fairly easily, 41-6. Shaheed took the opening kickoff, and that's basically all we needed to talk about when it comes to this game. Seahawks. I think the injuries finally for the 49ers finally caught up. Chris McCaffrey missed some time during this game. He wasn't especially effective even when he was in the game. But 15-27 for Brock Purdy, one pick. Brock Purdy also leading rusher for this football team. Jake Tonjes, who came in to replace George Kittle, he also got banged up in this game. 5-59. On the other side, 12-17, 124 yards for Sam Darnold and a touchdown. And Kenneth Walker had a monster game in this one, 116 yards and 3 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Zach Charbonnet going to miss the remainder of the playoffs with an injury. I can't remember exactly what the exact injury was, but he will not be in the fold for this football team. And they've had a good one-headed, two-headed monster with those two guys. And then JSN caught the lone receiving touchdown as Seattle cruises 41-6.
Man, yeah, San Francisco. I mean, Brock Purdy, I feel bad, man. He was running around like a chicken with his head cut off all night long. Like you said, they couldn't run the football at all. I mean, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, they're gonna have to move him forward next season. I'm sure when we get into these previews, season previews or reviews or whatever the case is for next season. One of the main things is you got to get him some help in the backfield. I mean, you can't roll him out and expect him to carry the offense on his back every play on offense. And this is what you get. You get a 80%, 75% broken down Christian McCaffrey when it's time for the playoffs. He didn't look healthy, and they couldn't run the football anyways. I mean, we talked about how the offensive line was going to be outmatched anyways in this game against that Seattle defense. They just came out with their heads on fire against San Francisco. Lack of weapons on the outside as well. I mean, Seattle's going to have to address that as well at the wide receiver position. I know you got a bunch of number twos in terms of Jawan Jennings and Kendrick Bourne and Ricky Pearsall, but no really solidified number one guy for Brock Purdy to throw to. So they have a lot to, unravel and unpeel, in the offseason offensively. And then, on the flip side, Seattle just a dominant win. They showed, why they are, people question why they were the number one seed in the NFC. People question if they are a true number one seed in the NFC. And they show why they are a true number one seed in the NFC. And going into Seattle is going to be a tough match for the Rams when we get into it.
Is it though?
I think it's gonna be a tough matchup for the Rams. I mean, it's the crowd's gonna be on fire. The defense feeds off the crowd, and I think that defense is playing its best football at the right time. So there's not much else to say about this game. This is complete belt to ass.
Belt to ass. Right. All right, so this is just another case of stop writing checks your ass can't cash. The Niners were pretty vocal about who they wanted, and eventually that's gonna come back to get you. Right? They ended the season saying we want Seattle. We was hoping Seattle won because they wanted a shot to play them for, like, I think whoever won that game won the division and got the number one seed, and they beat them then. And it was simple, and it was almost like Seattle just went copy and paste on game plan and just did it worse this time. Like they just it was so much worse. It was, like as he said, pure belt to ass. And if you I don't want to do this because he's a hell of a head coach. But how many how many times is Kyle Shanahan going to get the excuses injury? I didn't have this.
I think next year's it. Like I think
Because think about it. Because Niner fans. First off, Niner fans, I hate to break it to you, you're just Dallas West. That's all you are. You're just a more likable version of the Cowboys. You ain't won shit in 30 years either. So when you give them hell, it's literally
well, I mean,
calling
at least they've gone to 3 Super Bowls.
That's
But
I get that, but once again,
or
the
2.
age
I don't know.
old the age old question is the goal to get to the Super Bowl or to win it, right? You want to win the goddamn thing. You ain't won shit in 30 years either. Um, I don't like the if we had this guy, we would have won, but you wouldn't have said that had y'all won.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. But I mean, that's just how fandom is, right? But you're basically just making excuses because your team was banged up, and I'm not sure if San Francisco wins that game even with their full complement of stars, because Seattle, I think, is just a better football team.
if you just tell me looking back at that what draft class was that? Looking back at that 2018 draft class, bro, Sam Darnold was basically casted off after his first 3 years in the league. Josh Allen came into the league as a project and is now an MVP winner slash MVP front runner year to year. Baker Mayfield, same thing as Darnold, cast off, has found a home in Tampa, and he was getting MVP conversations. He be in MVP conversations now. Lamar, two-time MVP, should have three, depending on who you talk to. Who am I forgetting? And then Josh Rosen is Josh Rosen.
Mm.
Sam Darnold, out of all those names, if he goes from cast off to Super Bowl champion, bruh.
Yeah, it would be impressive. Moving on from Saturday, because I don't think there's too much else to say about Seattle's beatdown of the San Francisco 49ers. Moving on into the snow of Foxborough, and CJ Stroud responsible for just 4 turnovers. He threw 4 picks in this game. Woody Marks also had a fumble in this game. Try to make this somewhat respectable in the second half. Scored 6 points in the second half. CJ Stroud 20 of 47, 212 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. They didn't run the ball very effectively at all in this game. 22 carries for 48 yards. If you're not a mathematician, that's 2.2 yards per clip. And then Jaden Higgins, 659. Kristen Kirk had the lone receiving touchdown for the Houston Texans. Drake May, another pretty good performance by him. Just looking by stats, because as I mentioned in the group chat, I didn't get to watch this game because I was in transit to the Chicago Bears bar in San Francisco. 16 of 27, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns and a pick. Ramondre Stevenson, 16 for 70. Keyshawn Butte, Stephon Diggs, and Demario Douglas all had receiving touchdowns for the Patriots as they cruised to the victory, 28-16 in a very snow-filled Foxborough.
I was able to watch this game from start to finish, and I'll say this, man. I thought for a majority of that game, I didn't think either team wanted to win it. I think that Houston had its opportunities. Obviously, their defense kept giving them opportunity after opportunity. Every time, the Patriots get the ball back, I mean, the Patriots to get the ball from CJ Stroud, he threw 4 picks in the first half. The Texans to go right back and get the ball right back from the Patriots. And it was just a back and forth defensive battle for a little while until, when the Texas defense was on the field too long. When they're running that football, Ramondre Stevenson, obviously I made fun with the eye poke. I'm sorry, brother. But when you're able to run the football with Stevenson and Henderson like that down the stretch, it's gonna wear on you. In the third, fourth quarter, it did wear on that defense because they got tired, and it's like, oh damn, our offense can't do nothing. Can you guys bail us out again? And it's like it's hard on the defense to do. I mean, trying
Uh,
to go out there every single snap and trying to say, okay, this is the play where we have to turn this guy over. We might have to win this football game. That's too much pressure on the defense
and
because
they've had to
obviously
do
this is the
that.
number
They've
one.
had to do that for 19 games this season because this Texans offense has a lot to be desired this season. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
they didn't play well in that game where they beat down the Steelers. I mean, their
yeah, I
defense played
know.
well. Like
And at times in that game, Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson looked unguardable, unblockable. They were just getting the Drake May at will. They were, being very disruptive.
those two guys combined for 5 sacks in this game.
Dude, they were just absolutely disruptive. They were absolutely just getting to the quarterback at will. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, offensively, Houston just had problems and not having, they got banged up too, brother. I mean, no Dalton Schultz, Bobby Schultz' cousin, shout out.
No Nico Collins going into this
No
game.
Nico
I mean,
Collins going into this game. It was
I mean,
tough, man. And
it
I
was
was talking.
basically Bobby's cousin and the Island of the Misfit Toys here. I mean, we got the
Yeah.
Ohio State triplets, and then we have Christian Kirk. Like,
Yeah, it was tough, man. I mean, CJ Stroud didn't help himself either, right? He's over there. I mean, he's throwing hospital balls. He threw a ball so bad that he tore his backup ACL, backup tight end's ACL. I mean, that's how bad he missed through a ball. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but CJ Stroud he wasn't on top of his game. And when are we gonna kind of hold him up to the standard, right? I mean, he's supposedly he wants to come out in podcast, right, TJ? He wants to come out before the season and say he's the top 5 quarterback. Well, damn it, you don't play like one. You don't play like one in the playoffs. You want to be considered Lamar Jackson. You want to be considered Josh Allen. You want to be considered up there with Patrick Mahomes. He came on the podcast with with Wallow and Gilly and said he was a top 5 quarterback. Brother, you look like you wasn't even a top 20 quarterback yesterday. Okay, you threw 4 picks and you look like dog shit yesterday. Okay. And so, brother,
Hey, we need the ether beat playing right now.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. The truth is the truth, bro. You want to come out on your podcast, you want to come out on other people's podcasts and say that you're a top 5 quarterback when you actually come out in the playoffs and you don't play like a top 5 quarterback. I'm gonna call you out on it. You didn't play like a top 5 quarterback yesterday, despite having wide receivers. Look, Josh Allen, even though Josh Allen would have probably loved to have some of your wide, he would have loved that. If Josh Allen had Christian Kirk on his team, come on now. I mean, he's got Keon Coleman, he's got Khalil Shakir and McCole Hardman, for God's sake. If he had at least Christian Kirk, it would have gave him a little bit of a damn chance, better chance to have. So, despite being like lack of weapons and not having your number one wide receiver and your number one tight end, you still have to be able to make the necessary throws to win the ball game. I understand the Patriots are at home. I understand that you're going against a top 5 BB and Christian Gonzalez who played his damn ass off yesterday.
Christian Gonzalez might be the best defensive back in the NFL right
In
now.
the NFL. So CJ Stroud, brother, all season you gotta get that shit together because right now you say you're a top 5 quarterback, but you're not a top 5 quarterback. And that's all I gotta say.
He did not have a good postseason.
Not at all.
The game against Pittsburgh was less than memorable. This game
Also
less than memorable. I tweeted. I said in the group chat, yo, they beating his ass, and I'm like, they beating his ass just like they did Herbert. And Izzy was like, hey, it ain't that bad, but it's pretty goddamn close. And Drake May wasn't spectacular either. He threw
a pick. Yeah, he did throw a pick in this game.
He threw a pick and he lost 2 fumbles. So he had 3 turnovers himself. But when the opposing quarterback gives your defense,
he had 4 fumbles in this game. He only lost 2 of them.
That's what I'm saying. So he had 3 turnovers himself. But when the opposing team's quarterback gives your defense 4
plus a pick 6,
and one of those 4 is a pick 6. Your flaws and your shortcomings become an afterthought. Now, obviously, if you're Drake May and you're Mike Vrabel, you knowing you feel like you can breathe a little bit knowing that you're playing Denver because of their now quarterback situation. But that Denver defense ain't want that. That's not the you can't do that against that defense. Like you might feel like you can get away with it. You can have like an extended leash with it because I don't trust Jarrett Stidham to do much of anything. And that's disrespectful to Jarrett Stidham. I know Nick Foles tweeted out, "Hey, no one gave me a chance when I filled in for Carson Wentz, and look what I did."
But Nick Foles had really good, like that one season where he was just incredible.
That's what I'm saying. Like Nick Foles,
those scenarios are not the same. Like they're
like Nick Foles, like you at one point in your career, at multiple points in your career, Nick Foles, you were a quality starting NFL quarterback, bro. Like Jarrett Stidham has never been asked to start more than 2 or 3 games at a time. Like you had seasons, where you've been your team starting QB. Houston, a defense that was championship quality. They remind me of those old. So like right now, and it's kind of a fucked up comparison. Drake May, Sam Darnold, and CJ Stroud all had great defenses, right? They are literally like better versions of what like Rex Grossman was. Like great, like riding the coattails of great defenses, but can make plays that Rex Grossman couldn't dream of making. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, it's if you're Drake May, that's what you have to do right now. Like, hey, just be a better Rex Grossman. Don't fuck it up. Ride the defense and go be great. Because at the end of the day, like that's all they gets remembered.
To the final game on Sunday afternoon, evening, depending on where you are in the country, the Los Angeles Rams go into Soldiers Field and pull out the victory, 20-17, on a last-second field goal by the thicker kicker from Warsaw, Indiana, Harrison
He is
Mevis.
big as shit, bro.
Yeah, he is not a small man. On the Los Angeles Rams side of this, Matthew Stafford, 20 of 42, 258 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Kyron Williams had both offensive touchdowns for this Rams team. Kobe Parkinson had the most receiving yards on this football team. On the other side, Caleb Williams, 23 of 42, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, including one of them that will be on a highlight reel until the end of time. Man, so as I told you guys,
Montana to Dwight Clark right there.
It's too close on that crazy. Like, so I was at that Chicago Bears bar in San Francisco, and like it literally was nothing but Bear fans in this bar. That place was unhinged when that play went down. Like it was like people screaming, everybody was hugging. It was crazy. It was like because I'm not a big video guy. Like I don't take a lot of videos when I go do stuff. Like I'm kind of like a live in the moment guy. I don't hate that. I wish I had a video of that reaction when that play went down because it was like everyone was silent, and as like Caleb Williams is backpedaling, and you're like, oh shit, man, like this is like it looked like it was gonna be one of those plays where like this is gonna end a disaster, and then fucking Cole Kmet is just there, he fucking catches it, and the place goes unhinged. And then everybody has to calm down for a second because you got to realize that Kyle Santos still has to make things kick. And so everybody kind of was like, okay, all right, we got to calm down. Like, and then he makes the kick, and the place goes nuts. But DeAndre Swift, 19-76. DJ Moore had a touchdown in this game. Also, the game-tying touchdown by Cole Kmet. But there's too much Rams and too much Harrison Mevis as they go on to win this game, 20-17, and a really promising Bears season. You know. They play with house money comes to an end against the Rams.
Izzy, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first because I know you got a lot to. I know you got up there, TJ. So I'll be the neighborhood Packer fan that hate on the Bears. No, I'm just playing with you. I won't do that. But no, you know what? Honestly, first of all, let me congratulate all Chicago Bears fans, and let me congratulate Chicago Bears on a really good season. I want to let me tap and give you guys a round of applause. Because I think before the season, I don't think I had these expectations for you guys to even make it to the divisional round. I thought maybe 8, 9 wins, maybe,
Bro,
because
we had the same
because
expectation, like
because
being honest.
because 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 they knew going into the season that okay, we're gonna get Ben Johnson, we're gonna build around Caleb Williams, but when they brought in Dennis Allen, they he had to work with what he had. And defensively, you guys were one of the best. You guys were the best turnover differential team in the NFL. And turnovers was your thing, and that defense rose to the occasion. Especially yesterday, I thought that that Rams offense would kind of go up and down the field, especially after that first drive. But that
Yeah.
defense, once they settled in, they it was a slugfest after that. And I'll tell you this, man. The Chicago Bears, and I do want to apologize to you, TJ, and some Bears fans, because I did become a Packer fan. I'm always the Packer fan, but I did become an ignorant Packer fan yesterday by saying, by kind of going against with the grain. I do believe DJ Moore should have ran a little harder on that play. Okay, just kind of second looking. I'll take a step back and I'll say that. I'll admit that because I'm all like, oh, y'all don't know what happened. Y'all don't know this. I was just in the moment. But going back and looking at it about 50 times, DJ Moore definitely should have flattened out on the crosser. Definitely should have anticipated there being a little bit of an open space there because with Caleb's arm, I mean, he can throw it right in there. And they were playing cover two. Curl did, I thought that the right play to make either was okay. He was initially looking for Luther Burden, but Luther Burden got jammed up, right? Because Luther Burden was going to go into that corner right into that little slot area where that little
Mhm.
pocket area in cover two. That's where Luther Burden was originally going to, but he got jammed up, and then he looked secondly over to DJ Moore. That's why DJ Moore I don't think was running hard because I think the initial first read was to go to Burden, and then I thought, okay, well you only need 15 yards. Maybe what if he, takes it down to Monungai, which he had for a quick second for about 7, 8 yards right there on the check down. But I really initially, if you're going to push it downfield, I thought the initial push downfield should have been to Roma Dunze over the top into the end zone. You got the free safety play on the outside. You throw that thing in the inside part of the end zone, inside of Roma Dunze, that's a touchdown. It's game over.
Jesus Christ.
We're talking about the Bears being in the NFC Championship game right now. But you know what? You all live and you learn. Caleb Williams had turnovers in this game. He's going to live and learn from that. That play that he made will echo through Bears lore because that was Montana to Dwight Clark esque. If there was, I mean, that's how that. I mean, he made two back-to-back plays in playoff games. The one fourth down and 10 play against the Packers where he literally did the jump man and he got that thing to Roma Dunze. That was a
Yeah.
beautiful play. And then the one to Cole Komet in the end zone. That's how great of an arm talent Caleb Williams is. That ball just floats in the air forever and ever and ever, and it just lands right in the hands of Cole Komet. But
Right.
in the end, it was the experience in my opinion, that took over. Right, experience not only
Mhm.
in just players, but experience in head coaching. Ben Johnson is going to have to, as he continues his head coaching career, he's going to have
Learn
to
when to take the
continue to.
points.
Yeah, he's gonna have to learn how to just take the points and to not always go for it on fourth down. You left 6 points on the table. The Bears really should have won by 6 points. The game should have been over with by then. And they shouldn't even win in overtime, in my opinion. I think that touchdown pass that Caleb Williams throws probably wins the game for them in that juncture.
At that
Um,
juncture.
yeah, you know what I mean. So it's Ben
Um,
Johnson. Ben Johnson is going to have to live and learn, and he's going to have to learn to not be so aggressive all the time, especially when he's in the red zone early in games.
see,
But
I think a lot of that comes with the opponent on the other end. Like he knows, so he playing. Excuse me, he's playing the Rams, and he's like, hey, field goals aren't going to beat this team. They have too much offensive firepower for me to just be like, let me settle for three here and there, and so on and so forth. I get what y'all saying, like take the points, but he's looking at it from a standpoint of, hey, This is a team that will put up points in bunches. So I think he's going for. I think he's going for two. Going for the fourth down.
And we talk about this kind of a lot. I mean, you just don't
Mhm.
win football games, especially in the playoffs, kicking field goals. Like
Kicking field goals.
it's just not the way. Like I understand
And-
there are field goals that are different, right? Like, obviously, there are
Right.
game-winning field goals that win games, but when you're in the minutia of a game, like kicking field goals is just not it.
And yes, Izzy, I'm like, hey, it's like stop being willfully obtuse to the point of DJ Moore like not running that route hard enough. The notion that you got folks out there saying, oh, he wasn't expecting the ball, dude. You're the highest paid receiver on the team. You're the highest paid player on the team. It's win or go home. This is win or go home, not week 5.
This is exactly when you should be expecting the football, right? Like
the notion of players out there running dummy routes at this juncture of your season is fucking asinine, and it's willfully ignorant to think that they're out there. Hey, you're just gonna run here. You're not Don't expect. If you're running a route in a playoff game, whether it's wild card, divisional, in a championship game, Super Bowl, if you're running a route, expect the fucking ball. Expect the ball. Like I don't like this notion of like one of the linemen ran a route and Caleb had to chuck it down to him, and we were lucky that play wasn't picked off. Like I know the play on top because the ball went straight up in the air and it came straight back down. Thank God it hit the ground. That lineman, I guarantee you, that offensive lineman, he's just out there. He's just like, hey, I'm just here. Oh shit, there's the ball. Like, if you're running a route, expect the ball. If you're running a route and you're open, expect the ball. So people want to blame Caleb Williams, fine, be my guest. More than not, people are saying, hey, DJ, you have to flatten that out because I guarantee you, he does that, he catches that. I'm willing to bet Ben sends out Cairo, walk-off field goal, and so on and so forth. A lot of, like, there was quote-unquote controversy in this game. Like, you can argue that Puka Nacua got away with a couple OPIs because he's running pick plays for the tight ends. Those weren't called.
The one was stupid egregious.
It was
blatantly obvious. It was like blatantly obvious.
He was not running a route at all. And
he just absolutely just picked a guy. Like that's like textbook OPI.
Was that the one? That was the rub route that he ran for the tight end, correct?
I think it was
Colby Parkinson.
No, it was Parkinson.
Yeah. That was after the interception. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, what are we doing? Caleb Williams gets hit in the head on the first interception. That's not called.
That play by Devontae, that catch by Devontae Adams though on the sideline.
Yeah, great catch. Not even knocking that. Great catch. Yeah. But he has a play when it's still 10-10. He has a play where he catches it and kind of like the Brandon Cooks play, like the knee is down, then the ball rips out, and now people are like, oh, they ruled that a catch. So like everybody is on Twitter, David. Players like Buff Bills players and players not even in the playoffs. They're like, oh, so he's down. That's a catch. Like that's surviving the ground. So everybody's like, oh, you don't know the rules. It's like,
does anyone know?
That part, like, it's like so David, like, to and then the Patriots had a play. There was a play in the Patriots Texans game that that was ruled a fumble for and recovered by New England. And Izzy shares a tweet of the guy talking about it. And David, you're like, those aren't remotely the same. And I'm like, but they all pose the same question. What's the catch?
We had the right receivers got to survive the ground, So it's just like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? So you got the Brandon Cooks play in Denver, Buffalo. You have the play in New England and Houston, and then you got the Devontae. So you got 3 plays in this round of the playoffs where it's like different outcomes. One's ruled the interception, one's ruled the fumble, and one's ruled the catch. That's the problem.
My thing with the Devontae Adams thing is, how do we know that like, because he's got to survive the ground, obviously. He runs upfield. It's the same shit as Brandon Cooks in a way, like just differently. And the DB from the Bears has his hand on the ball as well. trying to
as
rip it
well.
out. So where's the continuation in that? You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of breaks within the game that
And
just don't get added, man.
and obviously and the Bears they had ample opportunities to win this one in regulation. They had it's kind of like that first the game against the Packers. Where obviously like they won that one, but the Packers had a couple balls bounce their way that maybe if the Bears recover those, maybe that game doesn't go the junction that it goes. All right, like Matthew Stafford got strip sacked a couple times, right? Ball was recovered by LA. Who knows if we get that ball, if we get one of those, it's different. We had a couple missed interceptions. Who knows what happens? Who knows what happens if we get those, right? Obviously, it's on one hand, and I said this to my brother, and I said this to Mike David. You remember Mike Boyer? I said this to him last night. I'm like, on one hand, I'm hella proud of this team. I'm hella proud of exceeding expectations. I'm hella proud of winning a playoff game for the first time in 15 years. But on the other hand, I'm sick. I'm sick of the first hand. I'm sick of just accepting the exceeding expectations part. Like, God damn it, at some point in time, you have to be like, damn it, enough's enough. Enough is enough. And like that's why I think this regime is different. Like everybody's like, just don't be a repeat of 2018. I don't think that's the case, namely because of Caleb Williams. Like Caleb Williams is like head and shoulders above Mitch Trubisky, and we saw that regime in 2018 going into the season. They made a bunch of panic decisions. They brought in 15 kickers, and Kyle Long talked about it on the podcast with him and his brother. They show up to training camp the next season, and he's like, yeah, there's like 8 or 9 kickers there. So and Kyle's like, yeah, he's still thinking about that game against the Eagles. Where it's like, no, this is over and done. That's over and done with. You can't go back and change it now. Obviously, like you just lost Eric Bieniemy. That's official. That was a couple minutes ago. He's going back to Kansas City to be the OC.
I guess Matt Nagy's getting hired tomorrow by the Texans. Titans.
And one shout out to Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. They were fucking phenomenal yesterday. Like Jaquan Brisker, obviously he playing for a new contract. Kevin Byers playing for a contract. Deshaun Wright is playing for a contract. And obviously like because of the cap issues that the Bears have on defense right now, somebody's not being brought back. Who? I don't know. And it sucks. It sucks. And Izzy brought up a great point about the defense. Like, hey, Dennis Allen worked with what he had. Like he took this job knowing like, hey, a lot of money can't be spent on the defense this year. So you're gonna have to work with what you got. To lose.
They had 4 sacks in this game.
And 3 of them were from your fucking secondary. Like that. Think about that. Like that. Like 3 of them
Kevin
were
Barnard
from your
had Kyle Gordon had 1. Jaquan Brisker had 1.
So 2 came from your secondary. Like, bro. So like that says a lot. And to go into the season with some of the money spent on defense, Dio, he's gone. Like you lose him early. Grady Jarrett was in and out. Your second round defensive tackle misses the entire. Like he gets injured against Baltimore, tears his ACL. He's gone from the whole season. Tremaine Edmonds missed time. You lose T.J. Edwards. Jaquan Brisker, he's known to miss time. You bring in C.J. Gardner-Johnson off the street, and he's an immediate impact. Jalen Johnson was out indefinitely for like 9 weeks. And to go from 6.5, 7 win projection to 11, 12 if you count the playoff win. Christian said something on this team has nothing to hang their heads about.
Yeah.
They have nothing to hang their heads about. And to the Packer fans out there that's being respectful, shout out to y'all. can't wait for can't wait for this to be reignited next season. It's gonna be great, right?
So full disclosure, I did bring a Packers fan to the Bears bar,
Mhm.
and she was a really good sport about it. She like rooted for the Bears the whole time. She was like, "Oh, I'll just be into it." I was like, "All right,
like, like,
appreciate that."
like shout like to them to the ones that's being respectful. Shout out to y'all. To the ones that's being disrespectful, just like it's insane because you gotta think about this. Since the new playoff format, if they stuck to the old one, 4 years on these last 4 years on the Matt LaFleur, you wouldn't be a playoff team. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that we're gonna put a bow on them. We can talk more about the Bears as we get to the offseason. We'll talk
I
more
mean, it
about
was
the
a. I
Rams
mean,
tomorrow.
it was a great game because, like, again, you got two offenses who can put up points in bunches, and we think my prediction was what 34-31.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was gonna be high scoring too. I mean,
everybody's predicting the high scoring games, and like these two, like it became the ultimate chess match. Now, obviously, what everybody's talking about is, obviously, like, so they get the game tying touchdown, right? And they're on Get Up, they're on First Take, they're on whatever show on ESPN, CBS, Fox, whatever you want to talk about. They're like, Ryan Clark is like, oh, the Bears aren't in the NFC Championship because Ben Johnson didn't go for two. Rex Ryan said the same thing. Rex Ryan's like, I am shocked that the Bears didn't go for two.
I am a little bit too. I kind of thought like because you're already playing with house money, like, hey, let's just roll the dice. We're gonna win the game here.
So
like, you score an improbable touchdown as it is, and
so you're saying ride that momentum and get that 2 point conversion.
I probably if
if you're Ben Johnson, you're going for two.
Yes, I would have.
Izzy, are you? No, Izzy's muted. Damn. I want to Izzy, if you score that touchdown to Cole Kmet, are you riding that momentum and going for two, or are you kicking the field goal?
Man, that's tough, man. Because you gotta think, man. You gotta give your team a chance to win the ball game. If they don't win it, if they don't get it there, then everything's gonna obviously come on. Everything's gonna come on Ben, right? But also, I think amongst Bears fans, if you do go for it, I think Bears fans would appreciate the fact that we got an aggressive coach for 4 quarters straight. He's got balls. He's going to go for the win.
I mean, he goes for it on 4th down all the time, makes these impressive calls, and he doesn't go for the 2 point conversion. It just
I mean, looking back, I mean, I'm more traditional.
You could also say that like there was like still time on the clock, right? So like,
Yeah.
and the Rams I think still had a timeout. So like, it wouldn't have been like a tough scenario. Like,
so I
think there's 18 seconds left.
18 seconds left.
And it's like, okay, but the thing is that you just keep everything in front of you. And I think the way the Bears defense was playing, I think that might have not been enough time on the clock for the Rams to get in the field goal range, despite having Matthew Stafford, despite having Puka Nacua and all those guys.
I think it's a lose-lose for Ben because, like you said, like he kicks the extra point and ties the game. It's why didn't you go for two? He didn't go for, like, he goes for two and they don't get it. Well, why didn't you just kick the extra point and go to overtime? Yeah. Like that's the situation that he's in. I tend to I don't know. I'm kind of siding with you, David. Like if it's me in that situation, I'm riding the horse that got me in here. I'm riding the horse. I'm dancing with the girl I brought. My offense has been my sticking point. I've been going for it all night.
Yeah. Roll the dice. Let's go. I mean, you gotta have a play that you've been holding on to all season. You're like, oh, this is the perfect time.
You gotta have some up your sleeve where it's like they are not expecting this in this moment.
But I will say, bear down, baby, bear down. It's been a fun ride. It's been a fun season. We'll talk more about the Bears.
But like also, like before we switch subjects, you know how you said the Bills are constantly counting on Josh Allen to go into the phone booth and come out as Superman. One, that's just what comes with being the guy. Like if you're the franchise guy, you're gonna ask to go into the phone booth and come out as Superman. It's unfortunate, it sucks, but hey, that's the responsibility that comes to being the guy. Two, Chicago. you want that for Caleb Williams, but you don't want that for Caleb Williams. If you get what I'm like, you get what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to have to. You don't want Caleb Williams to constantly have to pull the rabbit out of the hat. The Hail Marys to Cole Kmet to Rome Dunze on 4th and 8, 4th and whatever.
Yeah.
You don't want that to keep happening. Like, you want to firmly be in control of a game. And so, again, great season. It's unfortunate the way it ended. You exceeded, like, the only reason Bears fans aren't quote unquote mad is because expectations were exceeded.
And we expect to be back. So
let's
talk about not meeting expectations. We'll just keep this brief. Sean McDermott fired after 9 seasons as the coach of the Buffalo Bills. 98-50 record, 8-8 in the playoffs. 2 losses in the AFC title game. 5 straight AFC titles between 2009 and 2014. And a fun fact, between 2019 and 25, 91 wins. That's the most by any team not to win a Super Bowl in a 7-year span. And that's really what it comes down to. Let's just talk about real quick, justified, yes or no, and what do the Bills do from here?
No, I don't think it's justified, David. I think that it's a bullshit scapegoat for the Buffalo Bills to blame Sean McDermott, who was one of the probably more successful coaches in the last 5 years. I think he has the most wins of any AFC head coach, I think, in the last 5-6 years. I think over 90 wins. And the fact that you fired him after he says, "God damn it, I'm standing up. I'm only saying this because I'm standing up for Buffalo." How do you fire a head coach like that? How do you fire a head coach that stands up for a team, for a city, for his players? And I just think that they got the bad draw, and I think that Buffalo's making the wrong decision by getting rid of Sean McDermott. I think the right decision is to continue to build on this success. You're not always getting, I mean, it's tough to win the Super Bowl. It's tough to get in a position, but you can't expect for your offense to be this great offense. And you don't put any players around, Josh Allen. I mean, you don't retain Stephon Diggs. He's in New England right now. You don't make a trade and bring in Jalen Waddle. You don't pull any. Do you think you can just do it all with just James Cook and Josh Allen? And it kind of bit you in the butt. But at the end of the day, you went into Denver, #1 seed in the AFC, in the Mile High, and you took them to the brink. I didn't expect McDermott to get fired. I don't think it's justified, and I don't think that whoever they bring in is not going to make the team better. They're going to have to. I mean, I saw Rex Ryan say, "Oh, they should bring in Bill Belichick." That's not going to make them better. Bill Belichick is out of touch, man.
Sean McDermott is going to have another job this cycle. Like, he's going to be an in-demand coaching hire.
Yes, absolutely.
I personally think I don't hate it. I guess like the Bills feel like they've plateaued under Sean McDermott. And I know there's probably not a bunch of people that are better than he is as a head coach right now that are out there that he can get. But I just having these expectations and constantly coming up short. I mean, we could have the same conversation about God damn it, the 49ers head coach is escaped. They totally escaped me right now. But I just having those expectations. Thank you. Just having those expectations season after season and regularly coming up short every single season. I think sometimes you just need a new voice in the locker room. Yes, it's tough to lose a guy who's been as successful as Sean McDermott has been. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. Maybe TJ, go ahead. What do you got? What do you think?
Oh man, it's unexpected. Like, this news broke, like I said, like this morning.
I didn't see it coming. I thought when they won their wild card game that he'd be safe no matter what.
Like, Adam Schefter was on Get Up, and then he literally, like, he sprints. Like, he grabs his phone, he sprints out of the studio. And Mike Greenberg's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then Mike Greenberg checks his phone. And Mike Greenberg breaks the news on Get Up that morning. He's like, "Hey, 16 seconds ago, Sean McDermott got fired." It's kind of insane how all the coaches we said if they lose a playoff game they'd be fired got fired.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Funny how that works, right?
Like we was like, hey, if the Ravens lose, he's gone. If the Steelers lose, he's possibly like he's
Well,
gone.
he's not technically fired. He's just stepped down. So the
He's
Steelers still controlling the rights to him, so they can trade him later if they
trade
want.
him if they get someone, but like nonetheless, he's out of a job, right? Like
Yeah.
we can sugarcoat it however we want, and we're like, because the expectations for Josh Allen are the same for Sean McDermott. Like, bro, like Andy Reid's not. It's not a chess match between you and Andy Reid this time. It's not a chess match between you and John Harbaugh. It's not a chess match between you and someone and whoever, right? Like, I get it. Sean Payton is a great coach. You can match Sean Payton. Like, you could argue you should have won this damn game, right? Like, you had no business. You could probably argue you shouldn't have been in a close game against Jacksonville because you have that much more experience than that head coach, right? Who hires him?
I mean,
I
we'll
don't
talk.
know.
We'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow. But yeah, just get reaction.
I
Sean
don't.
McDermott.
I don't know. Like, was it deserved? Was it deserved?
Deserved is kind of a tough word, but
and that part there, deserved, is a
like,
tough fucking word. Oh my god.
Like,
all right, so like I think that's the wrong word. Like, was it justified? Is justified better? Was it justified?
I think justified is probably me. I could justify it. I don't necessarily love it, but I could see.
You can understand it. You can understand it.
I can see why it was done.
I can also I see your thought process. I think the other thing with it is coaches who have top tier players aren't given the necessary like leeway. Like, hey, you have a top player, it's win now.
Yeah.
Like, forget win now. It's win yesterday. You have a top 10 player, win yesterday. And I'm interested in to see what.
I mean, this becomes probably the most interesting job available. I mean, it's that one and the Raven job. I mean, those two jobs are clearly the best two jobs, and like we'll see who gets hired in both of those scenarios. You have two former MVPs. Somebody's going to have the opportunity to coach. So you know. And before we get up out of here, because we are a positive Pete show here at Prime Sports World sometimes, let's give out a final game ball for this divisional round. Izzy, are you there? You got a game ball you want to give out?
Nope. Go ahead, David.
I got a
game
ball. I got a game ball. I'm gonna go ahead and give my game ball out to I'm going to go ahead and give my game ball out to Mike Vrabel for it. Mike Vrabel for coaching the New England Patriots into the AFC Championship game. Nobody thought the New England Patriots would be there, and I like the way Mike Vrabel has brought toughness to the New England Patriots, so he gets my game ball, baby. There we go.
I'm going Kenneth Walker to the third. 19 carries, 116 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also to the Seattle Seahawks GM for trading for Rashid Shaheed at the trade deadline. He ends up getting the game-winning opening kickoff touchdown, which is all the Seattle. It was all she wrote from there. Going Kenneth Walker and the GM for the Seahawks. TJ.
Okay, well, one, you stole my Kenneth Walker one, but I'm going to go the Seahawks. I'm going to go the Seahawks defense as a collective unit because that was just a fucking defensive masterclass of how to shut shit down. I'm going to give two honorary game balls to Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker for playing their asses off. And the same way Izzy gave a game ball to Mike Vrabel, I'm giving one to Ben Johnson for just re-energizing the city of Chicago. If you're the McCaskies, I pray to God that you read the fucking room and stop acting like you're not a small market. Stop acting like it. Stop operating this storied franchise like a fucking mom and pop shop. Like, knock it off. Read the room.
And also give a game ball out. I thought TJ was going to do this, but we got to give one to Gale Williams, man. That touchdown he did at Colt Komet, like it was just like improbable, like as improbable a touchdown as I could ever remember ever watching live on TV. Like I was like, and then it just bang touchdown. Like just fun Bears season. But yeah, this has been our divisional round recap 25-26. We are Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to be breaking down all of the AFC Championship game or the AFC Championship games. We're going to talk a little bit more about the coaching carousel as we have had some guys hired and fired over the last couple of days. So we're going to talk about all that stuff and then, let's get into it from there. And gentlemen, what we do here at the Prime, my friends?
We bring the heat, concert, and it's like 3 degrees where I'm at right now. It's very cold. So, David, I hate you right now. I hate you so much.
Peace out, guys.
I wore shorts yesterday while watching the Bears play.
Cute. I'm out of here.
I'll see you guys all tomorrow. You have a good night. Peace out, brother.